This was my most challenging solo sail to date.
I'm prepared to leave dock now. We set up with the storm jib and the mainsail started to reef down. With the winds coming out of the south, it could be a little bit unpredictable today. We'll see how it goes. Looks like I got some fellow sailors out here today. All looks calm as we're heading out of the harbor. With the wind coming out of the south, we shouldn't see much waves today here at the south end of the lake. Hopefully the wind will be just right for sailing. It looks like we have an ice floe here on the port side. We're gonna go around, get out to the middle of the lake, hopefully do some sailing. The boat in front of us has cut a nice path through the ice. I think we'll just follow them. We're out of the ice pack, onto the lake. The weather has changed since I left port. There's nothing but pure calm water out here. Looks like we won't be using the storm jib after all. Usually when the fronts pass through, the wind changes from the south to the north, and we're probably just in one of those periods right now.
This is the start of where it all goes wrong. This captain lacked the patience and didn't stick with the game plan on the sails and heed the warning of the wind report that he read earlier in the day.
With full sails up, we're cruising along at 2 miles an hour. With the wind changing directions every now and then, giving us a little change of course. The wind has definitely shifted from the north. We're starting to see little ripples form on the lake as the wind builds up, and it should increase as the day goes on. The boat's really pulling through the water nice now. We got a steady wind out of the north, able to cruise at 4 miles an hour, no problem.
Here's where the excitement begins. There was a reason I started with the storm jib at the beginning of this trip.
Boy, we found a sweet spot in the wind right now. We're going at 5 knots, real nice, real fast. On a beam reach run we are now. Well, I can see 2 boats up ahead coming out to greet us from the harbor. We're coming in fast at 6 miles an hour. It'd be nice to brush by them.
At this point, there was no time for taking videos. I had only time to react. The wind was changing 90 degrees. It was southwest, northwest, and back again. I had my orange life jacket cinched on tight. Didn't want anything bad to happen. I was hit by a gust at 40 miles an hour. The boat was practically on its side. I had no choice but to release the sheets on the Genoa and let it fly loose. That did cause it to wrap the halyard around the top of the mast. When I did get the boat back under control, I tried getting it down as best I could, about 2/3 of the way. I used the sheet lines just to wrap it up in a ball and tie it down to the bow pulpit enough so I could get back into port.
Well, we got all the sails sort of half down and tied up. We had to recover from a twister coming around from the side of the mountain, probably gusting at about 40 miles an hour. What a ride!
I noticed the boat behind me was having trouble starting their engine. I didn't think they'd be able to make it in just on sail with the fierce wind and was worried they'd get caught on the reef, so I turned around to see what was going on behind me. I couldn't help the boat in trouble behind me because I had my motor on full throttle just to keep course and not get out of the channel myself. So radio call into Dave the harbor master, and he was able to tow the other boat into safety. Worked out good for the both of us.
Well, we're gonna try to make it into port now. The wind has switched from the west, causing real havoc. Causing it to blow around the mountain right at the south by the port, by the marina. Gusting at 40 miles an hour. We got everything tied down, and we're just trying to make it in. Well, we made it back to the marina. We got the sails all still tied up. Gonna have to do some repairs. Come next time out, I'll have to take the mast down. We have to let the Genoa fly to relieve a gust, and it wrapped around the top of the mast. Can't use it until we get that down and untangled.
I got the boat now all secured. I'll be back next week to do the repairs needed to have it ready for another adventure on the Great Salt Lake.